Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Uzma Jafri. Here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Friday, the 12th of January. India's premier space agency ISRO launches its 100th satellite into space. Pakistan in talks with the US over security assistance, says Foreign Ministry. And now for all the details. India's premier space agency, Indian Space Research Organisation or ISRO, on Friday created a century after it successfully launched its 100th satellite, Cartosat-2 series, into space. India will use the latest satellites for better border surveillance and to obtain high-resolution images of the Earth.
India launched its 100th satellite on Friday as Prime Minister Narendra Modi seeks to project the country as a global low-cost provider of services in space. Indian Space Research Organisation or ISRO used its workhorse Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle or PSLV C-40 to launch a total of 31 small satellites into space from Sriharikota Island in India's southern Andhra Pradesh province. Prime Minister Modi congratulated ISRO on the successful launch in a series of tweets. He said this success in the new year will bring benefits of the country's rapid strides in space technology to our citizens, farmers, fishermen, etc. India will use its largest satellites for better border surveillance and to obtain high-resolution images of the Earth. More than half of the micro and nano satellites were for the United States and the remainder for India, Canada, Finland, France, South Korea and the United Kingdom.
Chief of Indian Army Staff General Bipin Rawat on Friday said the United States' pressure on Pakistan to end support to terrorists if it wants aid should not lead India into expecting that Washington would take over New Delhi's work when it comes to dealing with Pakistan. Acknowledging the suspension of military aid to Pakistan by the US last week, General Rawat said it is premature to talk how much of an impact it would have on Pakistan, India and the extended neighborhood. Last week, the United States announced suspension of military aid to Pakistan given that it was not taking necessary steps to curb terrorism. The announcement came after US President Donald Trump accused Pakistan of lying and deceiving while receiving billions in aid.
It would be premature to talk about what is going to be the ultimate impact of this pressure on Pakistan. I think we should wait and watch. To say that everything is going to be now hunky-dory and that Pakistan is going to be isolated, is going to be declared a terrorist state, I don't think it will move that way.
In news from Pakistan, Pakistan's Foreign Ministry on Thursday said it is in talks with the United States over matters of mutual interest, including security assistance. The remark by the ministry's spokesperson came a week after the United States suspended security assistance to the country.
The Pakistan Foreign Office on Thursday said it is in talks with the United States over matters of mutual interest, including security assistance, but it is too soon to reveal more right now. The remarks by the ministry's spokesperson Dr. Mohammad Faisal comes a week after the United States announced to suspend security assistance to the country. The US State Department last week suspended Islamabad's security assistance until it takes decisive actions against militant groups operating on its territory. The move by the State Department was made after US President Donald Trump blamed Pakistan on Twitter for fooling around with Washington in the fight against militancy. Pakistan has maintained it has done enough in the fight against terrorism and has sacrificed a lot.
Moving on to news from Afghanistan. As the rift between the presidential palace and a powerful Afghan leader, Atta Mohammad Noor, continues, Noor on Thursday reiterated that he is still waiting for Jamiat-e-Islami Party's decision regarding his fate. Noor is the chief executive of Jamiat and was ousted from his position as governor of Balkh province by President last month.
The ousted governor of Afghanistan's Balkh province, Atta Mohammad Noor, on Thursday reiterated that he is still waiting for Jamaat-e-Islami Party's decision regarding his fate. Noor, who is the chief executive of Jamaat-e-Islami Party of Afghanistan, was ousted from his position by President Ashraf Ghani on December 18. The regional leader did say, however, that he is ready to step down if the majority of Jamaat's demands are agreed to by government. One of the powerful Afghan leaders, Noor, has also warned he will not allow the newly introduced governor of Balkh to even enter the province. Noor claims that forces in Balkh are in support of him.
In more news from Afghanistan, according to the UN Humanitarian Coordinator for Afghanistan, Toby Lanza, the United Nations have maintained contact with the Taliban for carrying out a series of polio vaccination campaigns in Sahabilkot district for the eradication of the disease.
UN Humanitarian Corridor for Afghanistan Toby Lanza on Thursday said they remain in touch with Taliban in regard to carrying out a polio vaccination campaign in Sahabilkot district of the country's southern Kandahar province. Reportedly, thousands of children have been vaccinated against the virus in the district under an agreement between the United Nations and Taliban members responsible for health. With the support of UNICEF and WHO, health authorities on Wednesday completed the first of 3 polio vaccination campaigns across Sahabilkot and neighbouring districts of Miashin and Nesh, reaching to 43,000 children.
To enable the vaccinations.
ما با اعضای طالبان در تماس بودیم با کسانی که مسئولیت بخش سیهین گروه را به دوش دارند و این همکاری به سود کودکان است.
Sahabilkot, which stands as one of the most insecure regions of Kandahar, recorded 5 new cases of polio in 2017, the highest number in any district in the world. Afghanistan remains one of the 3 countries alongside Pakistan and Nigeria across the world which is still polio endemic.
Authorities at Sarthana Zoo in India's western Surat city have installed room heaters outside the enclosures of animals to keep them warm at night when the mercury dips by over 10 degrees Celsius compared to the day.
Authorities at Sarthana Zoo in India's western Surat city have installed room heaters outside the enclosures of animals to keep them warm at night as the mercury dips by over 10 degrees Celsius compared to the day. Zoo animals are affected a lot by changes in temperature as they have been displaced from their natural habitats and kept in places where the temperatures may not be favourable to their bodies. Heaters have been arranged for wild animals here like tigers and bears on Thursday.
यहाँ हमारे यहाँ जो वाइल्ड एनिमल है जैसे टाइगर है, बेयर है, उसके लिए हीटर की व्यवस्था की गई है क्योंकि रात को उनको अंदर लिया जाता है और वहाँ बहुत टेम्परेचर डाउन नहीं हो इसके लिए उनके रूम में सब जगह हीटर लगाए हैं।
एनिमल्स के लिए बहुत अब हमको जैसे ठंडी लगती है ऐसे ही उसको लगती है, इसलिए हम जैसे रक्षा करते हैं इसके लिए भी वोट एसी लगवा कर उसकी रक्षा करनी चाहिए।
The animals spend their day out in the sunlight and sleep in closed rooms in their enclosures at night. Apart from heaters, bulbs have also been installed in several bird enclosures. The heat from the bulb filament keeps the birds warm. The temperatures in the Indian subcontinent dip drastically during the months of December and January, making the animals prone to winter-related disease.
With the onset of winters in India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province, the valley is witnessing a surge in the demand for pulses. The people of Kashmir are using different varieties of pulses at large scale to help them keep warm.
Plummeting temperatures and heavy snowfall pushed the demand of different varieties of pulses across India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province. Locals in India's northern Kashmir changed their food habits to protect themselves from severe cold and use some specific eatable items, and pulses are one of them. Kashmir is rich and famous all over the world, and use of pulses in large quantity during winter is one of the centuries-old traditions.
सर्दियों पे बहुत लोग ले रहा है कि जो पहाड़ी रहता है वो लेता है, श्रीनगर में लेता है 5-5, 10-10 किलो घर में रहता है क्योंकि बच्चा है घर में, बूढ़ा है घर में, माँ है घर में, वो बारिश के वजह से बाहर नहीं निकलता है, इसीलिए 2-3 किलो 4 किलो 5 किलो लेता है, हर वैरायटी में लेता है।
दाल के अंदर प्रोटीन ज़्यादा मिलते हैं, विटामिन ज़्यादा मिलते हैं, इसकी वजह से जो है दाल ज़्यादा खाई जाती है और इससे अंदर से गर्मी मिलती है, जिसकी वजह से दाल को ज़्यादा खाया जाता है।
During winters, locals try to take foods with large quantities of vitamins. Thus, pulses is the best option, and therefore people consume different varieties of pulses which help them to keep warm. Pulses in Kashmir Valley are preferred to be used with turnip, tomato and meat.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude the top stories once again. India's premier space agency ISRO launches its 100th satellite into space. Pakistan in talks with the US over security assistance, says Foreign Ministry. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time next week. Have a great weekend. Good night.